everyone. Welcome to another episode. So, in this episode, we'll solve the longest common subsequence problem. So, you're given a two strings, and you need to return the longest common subsequence between them. So, subsequence of a string is a new string generated from the original string with some characters and deleted without changing the relative order of the remaining characters. Example, AEC is a subsequence of this, while AEC is not. Um, Common subsequence of two strings is a subsequence that is common in both strings. Okay, I think this is what they are saying from common subsequence. If uh, we have A, B, C, D, and E, and the other string is A, C, and E. So A, C, and E are the ones that are in order and match, right? Similarly, in ABC, all the three match. In ABCDEF, nothing match. So, how do we solve this? It's like um, we need to find the common ones between the two strings. Let me see the constraint of the question to understand the time complexity. So it says length of text, both the text is under 1000 and it consists of lowercase characters. Okay, so that means we can go till O of n square approach. Now that means we can run two for loops. So generally our idea would be, maybe I'm iterating over one loop, and in the meantime I check which all strings match, and I keep track of them. Now how do I do that? I don't have to create extra substrings like combination of substrings from ACE, which is like A and C and then A and E, right? um, so generally this kind of problem will try to visualize in a table format. So A, B, C, D, E, and then A, C, and E. Okay, so this is our table. Right. So what are we trying to solve here is, I will go one by one on both the strings, right? So let's say I take the first character of string. This is text T1 and this is text T2. So I take the first character of T1 A and then first character of T2 A. Now they match. So I add one here. That is till this point, when I take one length of both the strings, there is only one common character, right? Similarly, if I take one of this and one of this, right? A and C, sorry, C. So A and C, there is no common match between A and C. And if I take the third character and the first character, there is no match again, right? Similarly, let me quickly fill this part as well. B and A, there is no match. C and A, there is no match. C, D and A, there is no match. And E and A, there is no match, right? Now, moving forward, at this cell, right? This cell where my pointer is. So at this cell, basically, how many common do we have between A, C, and AB? So how I'm going to check is, first I'm going to check whether B is equal to C. So B is not equal to C. But instead, so till this time, let's say, so basically when I have A and B and A and C in comparison, I I already have compared A and A, right? And I have to compare B and C. So B and C are not equal. So in that case, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a max from the neighboring part, which is like, let's say B and C were not matched, but I don't want to lose the matched value till that point. So when I'm matching B and C, I have already matched A and A, right? So I have to consider that subsequence that it's equal. So I'll take that value here, right? So which is max of So if this cell is I comma j, I'm taking max of I. So let me do like this. If I'm at I comma j, so this part is I minus 1, j minus 1. This part is I minus 1 comma j, and this part is I comma j minus 1, right? So these are the part. Now moving forward, when I try to match ACE and AB, right, at this cell. So B and E again don't match. So till this point, what I do is, let's not lose the context of already matched values, right, subsequence. So I again check the max of the neighboring cells and then I place one here. So this thing will be clear as we move forward, right? Now, moving forward, when I move to this point, which is A, B, C, and now we have A and C. So I'm gonna compare A, B, and C with A and C, right? Okay, so at this point, A, B, and C, if C matches with the C, that means I have a match, that is one character match. Now, I don't know the previous context, right? How would I get the previous context? I would get the previous context from this cell, which is I've already matched, right? So, in that case, I will be checking that, okay, C and C matched, so I'm gonna take that one value plus I'm gonna check at the previous state, which is previous state is this and this. Okay, my bad. I missed one important part here, I guess. So I did something wrong here. So I guess my check should have been when I have string A, B, and only A here. Because my A is already matched, I take the one here. I simply take the previous values and update it. If I take A, C, A, B, C, and string A, so the common subsequence is 1, right? My bad. Now, this I think is clear, because if I check the common, which is A, B, C, D, E is one string and then A as one string, so in that case I I have one value common, right? So I'm just taking the max of all the neighboring ones. Now, moving forward, what I'm going to do is, when I'm at this cell, right? So C and C matched. So C and C matched is 1 plus what is the previous string if I remove C and C. So C and C matched, right? So if I don't consider C and C, then the leftover string in A and C is A, and ABC is AB, which is this cell. This cell represents that, which is AB and A, right? So we have one value here already. So I'm just gonna add one here. So this cell is gonna give me 2, which is AC and ABC. There are two common subsequence characters, right? Because the way I figured it out is, if C and C matched, that means I'm taking that as a match. Let's take them on the keep them on the side. What string is remaining on both the text, which is A, if except C, A and B is remaining, and X in A and C only A is remaining. So the matched part here, the length is 1. So in that case, I'm gonna do 1 plus 1, which gives me 2. Awesome. Similarly, I move forward for ACE and ABC. So in this case, C and E didn't match, right? So in this case, if it didn't match, I'm just gonna check the values of the neighboring cells, which is this and this, which is the max of it. I'm gonna take it as 2. which is because 2 is max. Now moving forward, I reach here, right? D. Now what I do is, in this case, D and C didn't match. So again, I take the neighboring value simply, which is 2 is the max. D and E didn't match. Again, I took the 2. Now in this case, C and E didn't match. I take the 2. Now comes the part, E and E matched, right? So again, E and E matched, so that is one character match. Plus, what I'm going to do, let's remove E from both the existing strings. So what is remaining? A, B, C, D and AC, right? So AC, what is common between AC and A, B, C, D is represented by this cell here, which is 2, right? Because this is the intersection. So I'm going to take 1 plus 2 here, and that gives me 3. And the value which is there in this final cell is our answer. So what I am doing is, in short, let's make a equation here, and that will be clear. So what I am doing is, take this here. Okay, cool. So in this, what I'm saying is, if t1 of a character, let's say I, equals t2 of j, right? So if the character matches, what I do is, I take that cell value, which is C, let's say C comma I comma j equals to 1 plus C of I minus j minus 1. Why I am doing this? Because if I am at cell this, what I did here, let's say in this case, let's say E and E matched, right? So it's 1 plus what is the value that is there if I remove E, which is like A, B, what is the common between A, B, C, D and AC is represented by this cell, and this cell is nothing but I minus 1, j minus 1 for this current cell here. So I do this. If this doesn't match, so we go into the else part. Also, I want the max value, right? So instead of taking this value, I can also, I'll compare, I'll update my C comma I j with equal to max between its neighboring cells, which is I minus 1 j comma I comma j minus 1. And I think this is what we are going to do in else part as well, because what we were doing, if the value didn't match, let's say in case of AC and ABCD, so D and C didn't match, so in that case I took this neighboring value, what is max of them, I took it. So basically this part is common, right? The neighboring value, so I don't need an else case. It's just the if case. If the value is same, I take this value. I think if we try to solve it in code, it will be clear. So I'll try to solve it in Java. Let's see. So I need a matrix of length both the strings. So I'm gonna take n equal to text dot length. This is length of first string. M is equal to text2 dot length. This is length of second string. Now I need to create a matrix. So a matrix can be 2D matrix in Java. Let's see, how do we create it? Okay, this is the way here. I need this value. Cool. So simply x is mat. I have n as my rows and m as my column. So the last cell would be, let me see the value here, which is 1 2 3 1 2 3, right? 1 2 3 4 5 into 3. So this cell is basically 0 1 2 3 4, which is 4 0 1 2, n minus 1 n minus. Cool. So I think this is correct. So if I just check the first values, if text 1, oh, I think I need to convert the strings into character arrays to compare them. Java convert into character array. I think there is a function here, straightforward. String to carry. And then I can do character at, I guess. Oh no, I can directly add it. It's an array, so I can directly add it. So this is t1 and this is text1, character t2 text2. So if t1 of 0 equals t2 of 0, let me initialize the matrix to zeros. So comma j is equal to 0. Cool. Now if this two are equal, I just make it 0 comma 0 as 1 else equal to 0. Cool. So now I write my loop, which could be let it run it to 0 comma 0. It's fine. Actually, I don't need this. If t1 of I equals t2 of I, so I check if the I check if it's accessible. If I minus 1 and j minus 1 is accessible. Then in that case, I take mat of I comma j equal to 1 plus mat of I minus 1 j minus 1, else I take mat of I comma j directly equal to 1, right? Now if it doesn't match, so in this case also, so it doesn't match, I mean we anyways need to take the max, right? So if I minus 1 is greater than equal to 0, so in this case I comma j becomes max of mat of I comma j comma mat of I minus 1 comma j. If j minus 1 is greater than equal to 0, then in that case max of j minus 1. Cool. And then I just write down n minus 1, n minus 1. Let's run it and see. Oh, it's not C++. So okay, array index out of bound at line 21. Oh, oopsie, it should be j. For t2 it's j because t2 is running on m. Awesome. Let's run it for the full case. Awesome. So it was pretty straightforward, right? It was figuring out the maths for it and we were able to fix it and code it. Hope you guys like this video. If so, please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Thanks everyone.